What up? We're back. We're back this time. This time I just want to throw something together for you guys that I was down on market. Saw a bunch of really beautiful like lime green colored flowers. Kind of struck my eye and I just want to throw some kind of fun crazy. What we're going to make is a very common carnation ball. I know people do it. It's been done. You've seen it everywhere. It's been done since the 50s. But I always feel that they start for a really cool base or adds a nice element to some flower arrangements. When you do them really tight, you can see that the structure of a carnation almost disappears, becomes more like a moss. Our next step is we pick this great tin dish round. Obviously, go with the round of the dish, the round of the ball. But obviously, if I toss it in here, I'm going to say off to the side, but I really have this beautiful elephant ear I was telling you about. I love how it's just spotted right at the tip. So, obviously this has to stay in water. So we're going to cut that down, slip that right into the back there. We don't want to cover up all of our container, but a portion of it's okay. Fill this with some water so it stays in the water. Lay our ball right there on the end. So it's almost like a little lily pad. Then I purchased some of these amazing lemon dream roses. I'm going to introduce to you guys right now another tool or instrument that we use in the floral industry called a nub. It's a cage which has oasis inside plastic so that we can actually build. Now we're going to make somewhat of a little bit of a rose ball. Working with a yellow rose, you want to be careful touching, bruising. The oils, the greases in our fingers can turn the petals brown faster. In between now to fill in until you have like a perfect rose nub / perfect rose, half a rose ball. The last two are the toughest to get in because the key to making this ball out of roses is filing into the oasis. You go 1, 2. When you go up above, you go through the 2 roses that you went through. For transport, when you drive, they're all bracing themselves and holding themselves in there. I bought this really beautiful cymbidium orchid that you can see pulls all that lime green and that pale yellow together. We are going to, you cut the blooms off like so. Fill some water tubes. With a water tube, if you guys go out and buy water tubes, you're going to be like, I can't get the stem into the flower, into the tube. Well, you have to give a little slice on the tube, the rubber part, because the stem is a little sensitive and thicker than the hole. So, I'm going to start by putting these in and laying them. So, a cymbidium orchid is actually one of the most delicate flowers out there. See how it bends? Soon as you crease a petal on this flower, it browns. I let things drop. You saw me cut that up, let them all drop to the table. You got to remember, flowers are grown outside. They deal with Mother Nature all the time. You know, I think that more people probably make mistakes by overhandling a flower and browning it or creasing it or breaking it, trying to be extra super careful with it. I feel like I need to pull something metal over to this side. So, hey, Al, will you do me a favor? I'm gonna go ahead and throw you over one of these Banksias. You do me a favor and just throw some of our chrome silver paint on it and paint that puppy up. Just the top part's fine. Thanks, Al. Look at that. So we painted that orange brown Banksia to a chrome silver, which totally pulls and pops some of that color. I love that green. I love that we got a little bit of the silver paint onto the green, so it almost looks like it's growing, like it grew that way. Like the top foliage is green and is silver, but the other part matches our green color scheme perfectly. So if I take that and lay that in there, I mean, you've got this kind of wacky, funky flower to a soft rose to a beautiful cymbidium to this oblong, crazy sphere of a flower. I think I'm going to go with this Brazilian ball, which is so vibrant, and once again in the ball family since we're working with balls. And I feel like I need to like adorn this ball. Like this ball needs some flavor. We're gonna sit and pop these guys into like a form. Maybe we can form some stripes or some kind of pattern growing. Loving this, loving the way it looks. No particular pattern. Let your inner artist flow. Always, always, when you're out looking for flowers and you want to make an arrangement, just go where your eye goes. Start picking things. Pick up things. Take up one rose. Pick it up and just walk it along all the rest of the flowers. And you can just sit there and go, oh, wow, that kind of actually, these are two pale colors. That looks great. Oh, there's yellow in here. I mean, you can see instantly how things come together. Now, I'm looking at this, and I think that there's one last thing that it needs. I think that that's another leaf. And this will be when you present it, when you have guests coming over, because this will be out of water, this one leaf. But cut it down to its butt so that it sits flat. Brings the whole thing together, and it flows. Brings it up and over, gives you dimension. And really, I think, sets the whole tone. A fun thing to do, and I've done it with my dinner parties or events at home, is you pick a color scheme and go with it. Pick this whole light green and yellow pale colors, and then take it to your drink. Serve an apple martini. Serve a lemon zest martini. Go to serving, lemon frosted cupcakes and this. I mean, just pull all your colors together. I know it sounds cheesy, and I know Martha Stewart says to do it, and what she says to do, we don't do. But when you do it with a little edge, it's actually really fucking cool.